I think I need a massage now just to make sure my back stays with me. Doesn't leave me. Hello and welcome to Beach Hour. Now today's video is a lot different than rest of my vlogs because today we are traveling and we are traveling with family. The reason why I'm making this video is not because to show you my travel itinerary or my travel plans, but it is to show you one of the cars that I've been waiting to drive for a very long time. It's a simple car. Is the KUV100 by Mahindra. I drove this car about 1.5 years ago and I really liked it. I really liked it for a lot of small but quirky things about this car, and I thought what better time than now to get this car once again when we are heading out on a 3-4 hour road trip one way. So we are actually heading to Dehradun today where my Mami ji stays. We're going to go meet her, and at the same time I'm going to give you an experience of the KUV100, how it drives, and I just want to see and know why did I like this car the last time again, and was it just a honeymoon phase or a mild infatuation to start off with, or was it something real? So let's go. So we are at our first stop right now, and I want to explain you a few reasons why I found this car to be quite interesting and good the last time I drove it, and I'm happy to say things have not changed. First of all, this is quite a spritey engine. It's quite a peppy engine. It's a small little engine, but it's peppy. You put your foot down, no matter if you're on second gear, third gear, even fourth gear, and it picks up acceleration like anything. It doesn't feel like a diesel engine. It feels like a engine that's got nice, good low down torque, which instantly pushes you towards good acceleration. So that is one thing I liked about this car earlier as well, and I like it now also. Second thing I love about this car is that its size. It's a small little car, but at the same time it's tall, so it's giving you that chota wala SUV kind of a feel. It kind of feels really nice, especially when you're in the city, because you can see around yourself, your surroundings pretty nicely. At the same time, because of that spritey engine, because of that peppy engine, you're able to dash through and you're able to make your way quickly through traffic and through dense situations really fast and really fun in this car as well. Also, another reason is, man, I mean, despite it being a simple car, it actually is quite spacious. It's got a lot of space, and for us, although we didn't plan it that way, so for us this car has become a little extra special because at the front it actually has a 3-seat layout. It's kind of like a bench where the middle seat you can even fold and make it into a armrest also, but if you unfold it and keep it on top, you actually have 3 seats. So me, my wife and my child, we all 3 of us can sit over here in front comfortably. My child also has enough room to play and do her thing, whatever she's doing, either crying or pooping or playing, but enough space for all of that to be done. For a basic car, what else do you need? It's got Bluetooth connectivity. You can connect your iPod also to it. It's got air conditioning. It doesn't have climate control, but it does have air conditioning. It also has powered mirrors. Pretty decent, and it feels good to drive. That is the most important part for me. Another thing that I really like about this car is its suspensions. Now, these suspensions, of course, this is a rented car, probably 60,000 kilometers done, so I won't consider them as the benchmark, but that said though, still the suspensions feel really good, especially out here on the highways. They actually maintain really good composure. They're not stiff, but they're not soft also, which makes them drive very flat. The entire car doesn't, despite being tall, doesn't have so much of body roll, and it drives really flat and confident even when you're driving on high speeds on highways. That said though, the really good part I like about this car, as I said before, it is peppy, but out here on the highways also, that peppiness actually has a really good advantage. Right now I'm doing about 50 kilometers per hour on 4th gear, and I just plop my foot down, staying still on the same gear, and we are climbing up to 70, 80, 90. Not bad at all for a car this size with an engine of that size. I don't know, man. There is something about Mahindra engines. They do feel peppy. They do feel that there is some sort of a connection that they want to give between them and the driver in the way they drive. Probably they might, not all of them might be the most refined engines, but they do feel spirited. They do feel that they want to be pushed and they like to be pushed hard. So that when you took such a long time to overtake this truck, just because it doesn't have enough torque. I am on third. I'm just gonna put my foot down. Done. That's what I mean by a low torque, a good low torque that this engine has. And it makes such a difference, especially when you're around corners or in situations. Ooh, lot of monkeys. So, as I was saying, that makes a lot of difference, especially when you are on tricky situations where you have to quickly nip around through traffic, or you are on places like this where you have to perform quick overtakes, going uphill on a hard section. You need that torque. This is where this engine matters. And we have reached. That was supposed to be a 4.5, 5 hour journey. It took us 7 hours. Reason, we had to take multiple stops because of a little girl, but also because of some really bad traffic. The problem is not that. Problem is that my back is ready to divorce me right now. It doesn't want any settlements. It just wants to let go. That's cause these seats are incredibly uncomfortable. Man, I think I need a massage now just to make sure my back stays with me. It doesn't leave me. Seats really terrible. So I just got a full tank done on this car, and it has driven 370 kilometers on one tank. Now this one tank is roughly about 30 liters. So we'll calculate the fuel economy based on that. So we've just come to this nice mountainous place near Dehradun. It's about 1.5 hours from the main city, and the KUV100 did quite well. Although, I mean, most of the places where it was a steep incline, the car didn't have any problem. The torque is really good. Second gear, sometimes third gear, it used to pull up. That said though, however, I did feel and I did notice that the clutch started heating up and the car stalled a couple of times even on first gear because of that. So apart from that, everything else is fine. That could be possibly because this is a rental car, and a rental car obviously is not as well maintained, as well kept. By the way, that also brings me to another point. Zoom car, come on, clean your cars, man, before you give it to other customers. That car has been disgusting from the time we've got delivery of the car. There is food from the previous booking inside it, like dropped all over the floor. The seats are dirty. There are stains all over it. It's not a good experience, man. Good morning. So we are today on our way back to Delhi. It was an incredible 3 days over here in Dehradun. Traveled around a little bit, explored a little. It was a long time since I came back to North India and explored the food, explored the locations. Hills are always a nice place to be, man. So this car, in all those 2-3 days, did quite well actually. There are a lot of things I like still about this car. My original infatuation with the KUV100 still stays, although there are a few differences and there are a few changes in opinion, which I'm going to let you know later. But for now, we are heading back to Delhi. So that was the KUV100 gone. The last 3 days with that particular vehicle has been quite interesting. We are now back at the Delhi airport, heading on our way back to Pune, and I have some interesting things to share with you. So here are a few final thoughts on the KUV. It's overall, I think, still a good car. I really like that car even still, although it does have its problems. Like for example, it is held rattly and it doesn't feel like it's been put together very precisely. So that is definitely one thing which I still believe. Apart from that, the good parts about that car is that it still has great suspensions. Whether you are in the city or you're out on the highway, the suspensions are really good. The car feels planted at high speeds as well. The other good part I like about that car, I really like about that car, which actually got me to like the car in the first place, is its engine. Nice peppy engine, turbocharger kicks in at the exact moment when you actually need the power and the torque. And yeah, those are the good things. What I don't like though is that the steering is pretty bad. Car is uncomfortable. It's not as uncomfortable as it was while we were going, because there was a 3-4 hour flight journey before we actually got into the car journey as well. So that was probably the reason why my back was hurting. Not so bad though. Now, coming to the second point where I want to really give my opinion is Zoom car. Man, this has been the worst Zoom car experience that I've had till now. I've booked at least 8 or 10 Zoom cars till now, and this was the worst. The car was in a pathetic condition. It was so dirty, it was so disgusting. There were stains everywhere, things were broken. It was like the car hadn't been cleaned for at least 6-8 months. It was that bad. It actually felt quite unhygienic, especially with the baby who was with us. But we still had to go along, we still had to do things, so whatever. That, plus on top of that, the air conditioning in the car was also not working properly, where I had to actually go to Dehradun, find a mechanic, put my own 800 bucks and get that thing fixed, which still didn't get fixed, but it was still better than what we got the car as. So Zoom car, come on dude, we guys giving you money. Least you can do is clean your car up. Don't give it as if somebody has vomited in the car and you've just left it out in the sun to dry. Yeah, it was actually that bad. So, great experience. I still think that the KUV100 is a good car. Not as good as I was thinking before. It still does fail a little bit on the highway. In the city, it's a great car still. Anyway, I hope you like this video. Thank you so much for watching. I'm going to catch you in the next one. Till then, ciao. Also, if you're wondering why I suddenly got a different haircut, that's because Dehradun is known for its incredible barbers. Actually not. I was just looking like someone who's just been picked up from the road before. That's why I got a haircut, to look a little presentable on camera, and hope that has worked out for me well.